Hello everybody! The purpose of this video is to teach you how to take good pictures of your artwork. Now, since most of our stuff is going to be turned in online now, I want to be able to get the best look of your artwork as humanly possible so you can get the best grade humanly possible. And if you are in AP, this is also a really good thing to know as well, because when you turn in your stuff, especially if it's 2D work, it's easy to get the pictures skewed off, and then your judging will also be affected by that as well. So what you're going to need for this experience, and I want you to follow along completely, is I want you to grab a piece of artwork, doesn't matter what it is, for an assignment, whatever, and I want you to grab a cell phone or a device. Now this is going to be really important if you are using a Chromebook because you don't have a cell phone. There is a way of doing this as well. It's going to be a little bit more clunky. The next thing you want to make sure that you do is get into an area of your house with a lot of natural light. This room right now has no lights on whatsoever. This is all sunlight coming in, and that is the best way to take pictures of your artwork. The one thing that you could also do is go outside. Going outside is a way that I've taken pictures of my artwork for a really long time. The next thing you want to make sure is avoid lines in your artwork involving the sun. Like if you're in the sunset and the sun is coming across and the blinds are making shadow lines, make sure you avoid that. You want natural light, but you don't want the light to distract from your image. If you're doing artsy photography, that's a whole different matter. But when you're taking pictures of your artwork, you want to make sure that it is working the best, where everything's working for you for this particular project. All right, so let's start with the basic. All right, so I'm getting down low for this particular part. The first thing you want to do is get to the area that you're going to be taking a picture of it. Make sure, of course, here's a big sun line, as you can see on my arm. I want to avoid that area, so I'm just to the side of it. And then what you want to do is lay your work down flat. Don't hold it in your hand. A lot of times people will try and hold it in their hand and they'll get their thumb in the picture. Try and make sure that your picture is down flat on the ground. The next thing you want to do is when you take a picture of it, be exactly right over it. Make sure that you are not taking a picture at an angle like this, because then your picture will kind of start veering out and it'll be skewed. And so if it's about proportion, you're actually going to have a disproportionate picture if you're drawing a proportion, and you don't want that. So the next thing you're going to do is string it right side by side, and a quick, easy way of doing this is look at the edge of your phone. Is your phone perpendicular to it? And you're going to see a couple examples on the screen for this. And I'll show you a couple of what you don't want it to look like. Look at the lines on the edge of your phone. Fit your picture as best you can into it, as close as you can get it, and then take a picture. Watch out for your shadow. This is why you want to make sure you have natural light but not direct light. If you get a big shadow in it, again, this is going to skew the way that your picture looks. Do your best not to have your shadow in the picture as well. If that's really hard, you don't want to hold your picture up with your hand, but you can go over to another surface and lean it up against a surface so you can take a picture of that way. That will allow your picture to stay completely in the frame. You don't have a bend where you're holding the paper, and it will then allow you to get a picture without your shadow in it if you can't do it straight up and down. All right, now let's talk about how to do it with a Chromebook. So if you got a Chromebook, you want to turn on the camera for your Chromebook, and you want to open up the Chromebook. I think the Chromebook camera is facing forward, and so you want to pick the laptop up. You take it like this, make sure that the camera's on, it's ready to go. You find what button will take it. A lot of times these will remotely take pictures by pushing the space bar, but if that doesn't work, you can just find whatever button, click on it, get it all ready, line it up. Now when you're lining it up, straight over top of it. If it's easier to turn it at an angle, that is fine as well. And then I would give it a quick check, like take a picture of it once, check it, or if you are comfortable, like do a little one of these. You're gonna have to get creative. Good thing we're in art class, learning how to be creative. All right, I'm not done with you yet. Now what I would like you to do is I would like you to take it into any editing software and edit it just a little bit. So it doesn't have to be in any particular editing software. It just has to be just a little bit tweaked. So what I want you to do is look at your picture in real life, look at the picture in your hand or that you've taken, and make sure that they are as accurate to life as possible. That might be fixing the white balance, making it brighter, finding some other way to make it look as best as possible. But you want to make sure that what I'm looking at is going to be as true to life as it can possibly be, because you do not want your picture to mislead me in any way into thinking that maybe you didn't shade enough, or maybe you used the wrong kind of paper, or maybe you got it dirty. You want to make sure that it looks as good as possible. So to round it all up, get to an area with natural light. Do not use tungsten lighting. 2, make sure that you're taking a picture of it flat, parallel with the picture. Make sure that you are not getting it in any funny angle. 3, make sure you edit it just a little bit. All right, I know you're gonna be great.